Hello everybody, it's Joanna here, Joanna the Medium. Thank you so much for tuning in. These are going to be your general readings for the month of April 2017. And just like before, I have a slight change again in the way I did it. And Spirit keeps me on my toes. And I just think it's exciting that every month they ask me to do something different. So I think you'll enjoy it because I'm actually separating the reading into different categories. So what I have done in this month of April, I am using only major arcana cards as the overall energy for the month, and then I'm also using the chakra cards to see what chakra will be affected in April. For the remaining of the reading, I have separated them into three categories: love, relationships, money, career, and health. And then I'm using my soul cards so that you can get a feeling of what you get, which you guys really liked last time. And then I give you my interpretation. Now, the month of April seems to be interesting. I actually did the readings over three weeks or so I don't remember all of them. They tend to be a little bit longer this month than last month, and I'm not sure why that's happening. So I'm going to try to keep a lid on it, because sometimes if they get too long, then it gets a little bit boring. But what I wanted to say is this: if some information doesn't relate to you to relationships, maybe the information will connect with you with regards to money or health. So that's why I separated them, because lots of people want to hear different categories, and having them separated, I thought it was actually a great idea when my guide decided that we should do this. And I think next month I'm going to be using different cards again. So I'm keeping it interesting, and I hope you like all the different ways that I do this. It's different and it's kind of exciting, and you never know what to expect. So it certainly keeps me on my toes, and I hope that you enjoy it. I don't think there's anything else other than please tune into my radio show. If you would like to go and to my website and sign up for the newsletter, I will be sending out information with the show dates and also when free readings will take place. So go ahead, sign up, and I will send that to you. And I think that's all I have. So I hope you enjoy them. And of course, please, if you would like a private reading, you can check with me. That information is down below for you. And those are general readings here. So they will not apply to all of you, but they will apply to those who are meant to hear it. And without further ado, also please check out Vimeo videos if you would like for more extended readings. And I think that's all I have. See you in May. Enjoy April, and talk to you soon. Without further ado, let's get going. Hello Pisces, these are going to be your messages for the month of April 2017. I have two different decks. I have 5 cards face down, and let's see what we have. Before I flip the cards over, I am seeing the number 7, which is a 7 and also a month of July. So some of you may resonate with the month of July. But for me, more than anything, physical is rather than a month or a date. 7 in this case represents to me mastery. And when I said the word mastery, I also heard the word passion. So let's see where this goes. I'm seeing this as an overall energy for the month of April. And it's mastering something around your passions, whether it's love, whether it's relationships, whether it's passions of your creativity. Let's just leave it there and see how this transpires through the reading. Okay, so the very first card represents the overall energy for the month of April. And we have the card called the Truth. This is a major arcana. All the cards that I'm using for the overall energy are a major arcanas. Just looking at the number 20, I don't recall what this card is in the traditional tarot deck. As you guys know, I don't read cards, especially not traditional tarot cards. I have no clue how to read them. The number 2 does represent, or 2 and 0 comes to the number 2, which represents to me choices and decisions. Now, again, when I say the word choices and decisions, the word passion comes out. And I hear the word work. So looking at making choices and decisions regarding your work. Perhaps, I don't want to get too detailed because this is the energy. So we will get into the work environment because that is going to be one of the sections that we're going to be looking at. But desires, passions, creativity, there's choices and decisions around this. So this is going to be connecting with each and every one of you individually. Bear in mind, this is an overall energy. Also, when I look at this card, it does say the truth. So there's something about you needing to look at a situation, at your environment, at your relationship within you, aspects of yourself. I hear the word look outside of you. And actually, I'm gonna rephrase this. When he said look outside of you, I'm actually feeling look outside the box, because we don't want to be looking for answers outside of us. We want to be looking for answers within. Because this person is looking at the cosmos, that's the word that comes up. What I hear and see is that look for your truth or for the higher understanding in the cosmos. Now, that is a metaphor for spirit, for the universe, for the greater aspect of who we are. So that's the overall energy for the month of April. Let's see how that is going to transpire in each individual category. Now, the card that represents which chakra is going to be affected this month, or which chakra you guys should work on, is the, I knew it, first chakra. Okay, so this is to do with survival, sheer survival, safety, security. In my work over the last decade and a half with therapy and with readings, challenges around, I'm hearing the word work. So for some of you, there's going to be some work situation in the month of April. But what I'm saying is that when the first chakra is not in balance, or is imbalanced, or has been compromised during our early formative years, so that's from 0 to 7, approximately 7, in my experience, and I'm talking 99% of the time, challenges with first chakra almost always come out in challenges around money, because first chakra is all about security. Money to us represents security in this world. If we have a fundamental belief, subconsciously, not logically, that the world is unsafe, not secure as a consequence of what you have learned growing up, you will have a tendency to repel money, because money and the aspect or the idea behind money, which represents safety and security, is going to be contradictory to what your belief is. Therefore, you will have a tendency to either repel it or attract it and then lose it. So challenges with money seems to be there. So when I was actually shuffling the cards and I was asking what is the chakra we're going to be working on for the sign of Pisces, he actually said to me the first chakra. So I love when I hear things and then they actually come out, because, well, I'm a human too, so I love getting confirmations. So that is the overall energy, and first root chakra or root chakra is the theme in the month of April. I keep hearing the month of July. So for some of you, and as you guys know, for those of you who have gotten to know me, I don't know anything about astrology other than the 12 signs, and not even where they fall, aside from very few signs. So for those of you who give me information on the different signs and go into deeper aspects, I actually have no clue. So I actually don't know when Pisces fall in, but I don't think it's July. If I am mistaken, please forgive me. But the month of July seems to be connected to this somehow. And for each and every one of you, it's going to be different. Now, the first card represents your relationships, love, romance, relationship in general in the month of April. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the card to the screen, or to the screen. And I'm going to let you feel what this card says to you intuitively. Then I will tell you what I hear. What I hear is the word finally, and then I hear the word breakthrough. For some of you, this is going to be a breakthrough within your own being. So now we're talking about relationship with yourself. There has been some struggles within you. For some of you, you have been struggling with addictions. This could be drinking, this could be alcohol, which is drinking. This could be drugs, gambling, over shopping, anything done to excess. And I'm seeing particularly drinking. So for some of you, this is going to be with drinking. And you seem to, there's a potential for you to have a tremendous breakthrough in the month of April. So this is a relationship with yourself. Those of you who are coupled, I hear the words, you need to work on yourself in order to make the relationship better. Now, obviously, this is not going to apply to all of you, and this is particularly for those of you who are coupled. If you have been struggling in your relationship, and for some of you, I'm seeing the number 2, and I hear the word 2 years. So for some of you, you might have been in a relationship for 2 years, you have been struggling for 2 years, or there is number 2 years seems to be connected to this. February, yes, but 2 years is what I hear. I want to go struggling for 2 years. The message here is you need to start working on yourself and start implementing better strategies with regards to your behavior. And what I hear when I say the word behavior, I hear outbursts. So perhaps some of you are a little bit impulsive and angry, and I hear the word fanatic. Now, those of you, obviously it's not going to apply to all of you, but those who understand this, you will get it. And what is being said here is that you need to work on yourself in order to see improvement in your, I heard the word marriage or relationship. Now, for those of you who are absolutely fine in a relationship, this is obviously not going to apply to you. But always keep in mind that in order for a relationship to change, we first need to look within ourselves and see what we can change about ourselves in order to be better, and that has a chance of improving a relationship. It's interesting because this month, the relationship sector seems to be connected to you relating to yourself, or how you relate to yourself, and therefore how you relate to others. So what I hear what Rob, my guide, has given me. He is actually directing all the energies towards self rather than saying, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, because unless we actually understand ourselves from within and we take control and change ourselves from within, we cannot expect someone else to change for us. And that's pretty standard. That's pretty self-explanatory. But it's interesting why he is connecting this. And, what he's saying to me is show this card. Okay, so the card, the overall energy is about truth and making choices and decisions, which is what I said earlier, and looking outside the box, as I said earlier, looking towards the universe for the greater truth, the deeper understanding. And he's asking me to talk about this with relationship to this breakthrough, because it's connected. And this isn't going to apply to all of you. Some of you may not resonate with this at all. So that means that this message is not for you. And you may not understand this at the beginning of the month. But he's actually saying to me, halfway through the month, you will understand what this means. Now, when I talk about the relationship and needing to look within yourself, the issue that I see and hear about is not something new. This is something that has been ongoing for quite some time. And as a matter of fact, what I hear is that your relationships have been struggling for quite a few years. And for some of you, it's most of your life. Some of you, I see the number 8 and 10, so as long as a decade. And what's being said here is, look within yourself and ask yourself, how am I contributing to the relationships that are driving me nuts, that are frustrating me, that are not working the way I want them to work? Because he's saying here is there is a nugget of information that you are missing. And again, I hope this makes sense to you guys. He says truth. Okay, now Major Arcana is all about the self. It's not about the outside world. It's all about what's happening within. And in order to understand our environment, we need to understand ourselves fully and deeply. Why? Because we make our environment happen and we contribute to the way our environment is around us. So, but I just want to see if there's anything else he can give me here. It's interesting. He says romantic relationships or relationships in general are meant to be just that. People relating to one another. And then he says to me, they're not meant to be slavery. So it's really interesting the way he's saying this, because clearly he's talking about those of you who feel that you are somehow, I don't want to say the word enslaved, but you'll understand what I mean by this. And obviously not slave as the word implies, but somehow that you feel like you are under control, or you have no control, or maybe you are too controlling over somebody else, which may make the other person feel like they're enslaved. And again, the number 7 comes up. So it is about you mastering how you relate to yourself. So this is first and foremost about relationship within you, or relationship with you, then it translating to you having relationship with others. And then he's saying to me, if you have been having challenges with people who don't understand you, ask yourself the question, what is it about me that I am not understanding? In other words, there's a piece of information here that he's trying to get at in order to help you fully understand who you are. And again, the card Truth comes up. For some of you, there's choices and decisions around a relationship, and I'm going on and on for 14 minutes now, but I just have to finish with this message. What he's saying here is whether you come or whether you go. This is with regards to a relationship. That is entirely up to you. But you first need to understand yourself in order to know why the relationship is not working. So this is clearly for those of you whose relationship is not working. Now, the breakthrough signifies that you may, in the month of April, finally get an understanding of yourself, a deeper understanding that makes you go, aha! I get it. And all of a sudden, everything falls into place. Sometimes, I know with myself, I will have an epiphany moment, a moment, which is epiphany. And then all of a sudden, like the whole world just opens up in front of me, and all the information that I didn't have access to now all of a sudden becomes available, and everything that I was not able to see up until this point all of a sudden becomes very visible. So it seems like in the month of April there is a huge potential for breakthrough in you understanding yourself, and therefore potentially having a profound impact on your relationships. Now, whether you're with somebody, whether you're dating, whether you're not with somebody, whether it is you relating to family or friends, co-workers, whatever this may be, this seems to be a very inward connected month for relationship. And it's not like that for all the signs. So this is very unusual. And it's also very pertinent to you guys, Pisces. Okay, let's move on to the next card, which is money. Money, possessions, security. And let's see what we have. So I'm going to hold the card once again. Oh, no, not that way, this way. See what you feel and what you get intuitively when you get this card. When you see this card, and I hear the words, reach for the stars. Now, the moment I say this, I have a bit of a blockage in my throat, which signifies to me that there is a challenge with your expression. Now, expression of self is, well, it's just that. And remember when I talked about, some of you needing to work on chakra number 1, and it always often resulting in challenges around money if the chakra is unbalanced. and the word passion that was coming earlier. When I hear the words reach for the stars, this is for those of you who are wanting to do more than you are currently doing in your place of employment. Whether you are employed by somebody else, whether you are in your own business, whether you are not working and trying to figure out what to do, which is also decisions. The message is reach for the stars. Now, the moment I say this again, I hear the words, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. So if you are struggling with work and you are in an environment when you are not fully, when you are feeling like you can't fully be yourself, where you feel that you are not reaching your potential, where you feel like there is something fundamental missing in your life and you can't quite put your finger on it, ask yourself what it is that you would choose to do if money was not an object. And I always say this, when we take the money out of the equation, all of a sudden all the pressures fall apart or fall down, and we can focus on what it is that we desire and what we want. So the question is, what is it that you would like to do? What is it that you would choose to do if money was not an object? And the moment I say this, I'm getting a headache. And I hear the words pressure, pressure, pressure. So some of you are in certain work environments because you're under pressure to make money. Well, that is, that's how it is in this world. Having said that, there is, even if you are in a work environment where, God, I'm getting this pain in my eye and my head. So for some of you, work is giving you a headache. And for some of you, please check your eyes. Maybe you're staring at the computer for far too long. Maybe you work in a creative field. But what's being said here is, if you are fundamentally dissatisfied with where you are at work, please ask yourself what it is that you would like to do. Now, I'm not saying you guys are going to quit, because that would not be a wise thing to do for the most part. But asking yourself the question will simply allow the creative part of you, or the creative juices, to start to flow into your consciousness. This could be as simple as you becoming aware of what your passion is and exploring those ideas or that part of you in other small ways to make your current work environment a little bit more bearable. And I think I've said this before at some point, months and months ago, but this is fundamentally important. And what he's saying here to me is that a lot of you are in work environments simply because you need to make money. Of course, many of us are, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with this. However, if your belief is that there is absolutely no other options, if that is your fundamental belief, you will struggle. And if you have that fundamental belief, you then have to dig deeper and ask yourself, where does this come from? And again, I'm getting deeper into the psyche. When we are children, we are not born with all these labels and can't, shouldn't, don't. We're just an open book. What we can and cannot do, and what we think we should or shouldn't, is based on our environment. So what I would ask for those of you who this connects to is, look at your environment, and particularly your first chakra, meaning when you grew up, what was modeled to you? What did you receive as a message as a child with regards to your sense of safety and security? That will tell you a lot about the aspect of money and abundance. And if you fundamentally believe that the world is unsafe, or you can't or won't have better for whatever reason, that's your first chakra. So you want to kind of look into your past and ask yourself, where did I get this idea from? And you will say, some of you, well, it's from my last job. No, you've attracted your last job. So point is, we attract that which we believe. If you keep perpetually attracting circumstances with your work where you are fundamentally dissatisfied, you need to ask yourself a deeper question. Why am I attracting this? What is my belief? And it's not logical, it's not conscious, it is subconscious. But in order for you to make a change, you need to find the source of where it comes from. Okay? And I hope I'm not rambling too much. I feel like there's so much I can say, but there's only so much time I have. So, again, going back to the overall energy of looking at the truth, looking outside the box, both relationship and the aspect of money seems to be about the bigger picture, seems to be about the deeper understanding of who you are. Now, let's move on to your health. So again, I'm going to hold the card to the screen so they can see what it, let's do it this way. Notice what you get intuitively. Notice what your eyes are drawn to and what your gut is telling you. When I look at this card, even though they're beautiful colors, this is health. I hear the word burden. I hear the words too much to do. I can't fit everything in. I hear the word stress. I hear the word inadequate. Now, how does this relate to health? Good question. I hear the word exhausted. So some of you are under tremendous pressure in your life, which is causing you some health problems. He's asking me to focus on a digestive system in particular. And I was actually, when I was shuffling the cards and asking the question, show me about health, I kept hearing digestive system, which is also your solar plexus, which is also where creativity resides incidentally, and your power, and whether you feel good enough about yourself or not. I hear the word, let the burdens fall away. Now I'm going to ask what that means. They're saying to me, you take on too many things, and then you are burdened with an overwhelming stress or with an overwhelming situation which is giving you stress. I hear the word a headache. Some of you may be experienced headaches, migraine headaches or headaches. And I hear the words pressure. So for those of you who have headaches, and of course this is not medical advice, but particularly for those of you who have migraine headaches, and I actually have a headache right now, and it's not because of me, I'm picking this up. You need to ask yourself, what pressures in life are you continually subscribing to? What is causing pressure in your life? And this we're talking outside sources. What has been the constant source of your pressure? And then I hear the word relieve. And what I do see is those of you who are stressed, which is most of us, cutting out things that really don't matter. And this is, I'm trying to see where I can focus here because there's so much coming at me. Some of you are dealing with all over body aches and pains. That is your body saying, too much. I can't do this. Some of you, if you have body pains and aches all over the place, your body is saying, I can't take this anymore. And I hear the word pressure. So this is for those of you who are constantly under pressure because you have so much to do, or you feel you constantly need to prove something, or you're looking for approval. It's causing you some digestive issues, and it's causing you headaches. Some of you, I'm being connected to my spine, and I hear the word sit straight. So please pay attention to how you are sitting, particularly if you are sitting most of the day, because your spine seems to be telling you things. And I'm actually having a bit of a discomfort right in the middle of my back, a little bit below my shoulder blades. I keep hearing digestive issues. For some of you, there's definitely digestion stuff going on. Some of you, I hear the word pepper and it's being crossed off. And I don't know if this is hot pepper, bell pepper, or, black pepper. Please pay attention to spicy foods for some of you, because it is causing you indigestion. Okay. And I'm actually seeing the hot pepper sauce. So for some of you, pay attention to that, because it's giving you indigestion. And then he's asking me to talk about liver. So if you have any challenges, always, make sure your liver is supported. Take some liver supplements. Obviously, if you have some challenges, go and see your doctor to see if there's anything going on. But he's saying, please support your liver. Please support your liver. And he's also saying the word anger to me. So some of you who have a lot of suppressed anger, which could be stemming from your first chakra, that will have an effect on your liver, because liver, the energy of anger is connected to liver. So please pay attention to this. And I think that's all I have. It's an interesting message that I feel like I'm all over the place, but there's so much they want to push at me at one time, and there's only so little time. So I hope this makes sense. Please comment if it does, and of course, if you would like a private session, by all means you can reach me, and that information is down below. Thank you so much for watching, for sharing, and for liking. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. And I look forward to seeing you in May. Please be good to yourself. Please pay attention to your health and your emotions, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.